Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be showing you guys how I made over 13,000 USD trading the forex market this past week. I did that trading just 4 pairs: NZD, JPY, GBP, JPY, USD card, and GBP card. So it was quite an easy setup, and um, should be my best trading week for the month because I took just 4 trades this week and all of them ended up in profits. And in case you are new to this channel, I'd like you to subscribe, like, and follow to be able to get forex updates. And don't forget to uh, follow my Telegram channel, which is free. There I drop my trading updates, all my chart expectations, and everything that I do on the market. Basically, you'll see there. I'll tell you when to enter, when I'm about to take a trade, what's my setup, what I want to do, what I'm looking at taking, my stop loss, my entry points, and my take profit. I'll tell you when to take profit, when to take cash outs, and when to close out a trade. So as I'm making money, you are sure to be making money with me. And at the same time, if I'm taking a loss, you will also be taking a loss. But the beauty of it is that your profits will be much more than the loss that you're making. That is why that's what makes me a very profitable trader. So diving right straight into it. So over the weekend, over last weekend, I dropped some charts on my Telegram channel. So diving straight into the market, the charts. First we'll be looking at the trade that I took on NZD JPY, and okay, so let's start from the weekly time frame. So based on my chart analysis, so we are within two strong support and resistance zones, which was this and this, which is marked out in the green color. Then next, so we go down to the weekly time frame. You see that the last week's candlestick closed bullish after breaking out of our resistance zone, pulling back into that, and then we have a bullish momentum towards the upside. So based on that, based on my knowledge of candlesticks and support and resistance zones, I just knew that. So based on that, like I said, expectation for the new week, I was expecting more bullish movements based on my knowledge of candlestick patterns and support and resistance zones. And so based on that, I went down to the daily time frame. So this was Friday. Now this was the last week's candlestick pattern. So let's use the replay to replay that so that you guys can see what it looks like in real time. So this was what Friday's candlestick pattern looks like, and so as the day started, I drew out my minor support and resistance zone concerning that, and also a minor support and resistance zone here from the lower time frame. For more clarity, let's go down to the 4-hour time frame so that I can show you guys for more clarity. Okay, anyways, close this out. So if we go down to the 4-hour time frame here, yes, so we see now this was Friday's candle. Yes, so this was what Friday's candle looked like. So here we had the minor support and resistance zone here, which was tested here, and also a break of it came back for a retest. It tested, it rejected of it then before it was broken. And then next we have also another minor support and resistance zone, which was this, broke it, retested it, pushed up, came back, retested it 1, 2, 3, and pushed out of it. Then put back into it here. So based on that, I marked out my zones, minor support and resistance zones within the 4-hour time frame, and as you can see, it observed it. So I was expecting a bullish momentum, of course. So based on that, I did not really look at this, what it was doing within this zone, which is kind of was in the range, because it came here, broke out, tapped into it, pushed back down, came back again, did as if he wanted to break out, pushed back down again into it, pushed up again into this, pushed back down again, rejected off again. Then So during this period, I just sat on my hands and waited patiently for a complete break of this resistance zone. So we had that on Tuesday, where I got a complete break, which was done by this 4 hour candle. And after that, I waited for a pullback. So after I broke it, we had some rejections of this 4 hour candlestick, which I saw as a minor rejection. So I waited patiently until I got a major rejection. So after that, he rejected off of it and pulled up. Then I waited, expected a pullback into this former resistance zone, which was the retest, which is, we can also call it a retest. So I waited for a retest of that. So based on my knowledge of that, I just drew my Jolly Rancher and put my entry points on this support zone, and then my stop loss below this point, this price action, because I knew that once price pulls below this support zone, which indicates a break of the support zone, there is a very high possibility that we are going to then push downwards. So as far as price remains above this support zone, we are good to go. So based on that, my stop loss was just below this uh, point. Then my entry point was on the support zone, of course. So as it may play out, we got a pullback into this, which it just tapped in on the week. Tapped in on the week and opened up the trade. Then we got a push up to the upside after that. So this was a 1:1.8 trade. This was a 1:1.8 trade based on that. And then after getting a rejection of this point, I had to look for a second entry, which was based off of this my second confirmation, which is the Fibonacci retracement. So if you see from this last push down to the last high that was made, which is this, you can see that this pulled back straight into this 61.80%, or you can call it 0.618 zone, which was this. So it tapped into it and rejected off of it, which shows a strong confirmation for this trade. So based off of that, I took a second entry based off of that after this 4 hour rejection. Let's push it aside. So after we had this tap into here, which opened up my first entry, and we got a 4 hour candlestick bullish pattern, which shows which is a strong indication for a buy off of this zone, and also my 61.80% feed area. Based on that, I expected a pullback into this area, which is let me show you guys. If you see from here to here, so I expected the pullback to at least the 50% mark, which was here. Now this was where my entry was, which is exactly just a few pips above the 50% point, and my stop loss was just below this support and resistance zone, which like I said, if we get a pullback and a break of this zone and price closes below, that automatically changes what we're looking at to invalidate the whole trading setup, basically. So this was why I took a second entry at this point, and my stop loss was just below the support zone, and then still to the same TP as I took the first one. Now this second entry was a 1:1.63 risk to reward ratio, which was, so I took 2 entries for NZD-JPY. Now this trade alone, I think made me about I think $3,500 to $4,000, because I reached not much. So this particular setup alone made me about $3,500 to $4,000 thereabout, I think. And so this was why I took the NZD-JPY setup. This was exactly why I took it. And yeah, so proceeding to the next JPY. So this was almost exactly the same thing as I took. This was almost exactly the same thing as I took on the NZD-JPY, just some minor differences. So basically, as you can see on this, we're on the daily time frame. GBP JPY has basically been ranging within this particular zone and this particular level, and based off of that, uh, we are playing around our support and resistance zone. So it didn't break it fully. It always came into it, pulled back down out of it, pulled back into it, pulled out, pulled out, and just kept on ranging. So basically, based on my knowledge and my confirmation, so first I drew a trend line marking out the trend of the current market, and we already have our support and resistance on here. So basically, uh, based on the weekly time frame, so as you can see, last week's candlestick closure was bullish, and based off my knowledge of the candlestick patterns, I knew or I had a stronger bias for a bullish candlestick formation for the week. So based off of that, went down to 4 hour time frame. So I expected a push up, a break of this my trend line, and also this resistance zone. And then after a break, I expected a pullback before we then rally up to the upside. So based of that knowledge, after this, we got a break of the uh, trend line. This was on Tuesday. So after the break, I waited patiently for a pullback, which was what happened here. So we got a break, although it did not fully break. Then we got a pullback, and I still waited patiently. So until we broke this minor zone here, that was when I proceeded to take the trade. So after I got a break here, so I set a buy stop at this price point. My stop loss was below this uh point at this area. So once we got that break, my trade opened up, and then we then pushed up to the upside. So basically, this trade, I took my first partials here at the 1:1.5. Then my second partial, which was the last closure of the trade, happened at the market closing on Friday, which was on a 1:2.34. So this was the GBP trade. So it was a very simple setup, no much technicalities, just waited for a break of my trend line, waited for a pullback into my trend line, and also my support zone. Saw a rejection off of it, entered at the rejection point, then just sold it to the final ticket. So I'm still expecting much bullishness to this point here, but I'm already out of the trade, and this trade, I think, made me over $5,000, if I'm not mistaken. This particular trade made me over $5,000. Then proceeding to the next, which is the USD card trade. USD card, yeah. So this was now let's take the setup. So this was the trade. So this was on Monday. In short, USD cards, if you've been following it, has been on a very bearish trend. So for the past how many weeks now, since March, beginning of March, we've been forming its bearish candlesticks throughout the week, except this particular week. So based off that, I figured that USD card has oversold, and personally, I was expecting some bullishness, minor bullishness for USD card. So based on that, I drew my trend line here. This was on Monday. I drew my trend line and just waited for a break and retest of that trend line. So basically, we are in a trend from last week, which was last week Tuesday, coming down, pull back up, come down, pull back up, come down. So this was a trend. So I just drew a trend line, waited for a break of that. So we had a break on Monday of this week. So after the break of this, I patiently waited for a retest of that trend line, which is what happened here. At this point, we got a retest of that trend line. Now, based off of that retest, I waited for a strong bullish confirmation, which was this candlestick, which was a harami, a 4-hour harami candlestick, which is a bullish pattern for buys. Then so I entered at this point here after this candlestick, entered here. Then my stop loss below the support zone, which is this. Now, this was my TP. This other zone was my TP. So basically, waited for a pullback, got a rejection, entered at this point. We got a push up, and then this trade stressed me a bit because we kept on getting pullbacks, and pullbacks before the final move. So we got this on Tuesday. We got a pullback back to this zone, a rejection off of the zone. Then we got a pullback again back to this zone. Mind you, it didn't break below the zone, so our stop loss was intact since it was below the zone. Then we got a final rejection before the final pump that went straight to our take profit. And once we reached our take profit, which was the next zone, we still got rejection off of that. So for now, for USD card, I'm out of this, and this made me over $5,000 too, because I risked about $2,000 on this trade. Risked about $2,000 on this trade, and I made a QEC to 2.57 is to 1, which gave me just a little above $5,000. So this is the trade. So for next week, if we are still going to have bullish movements on USD tag, I will wait for a complete break of this zone and then a pullback into this zone before I then enter the buys to this next zone. But if not, I will remain I'll stay out of USD tag for the meantime unless we break this zone or this other zone here. So that's that for USD card. USD card. Then also the trade I took on Friday, which was yesterday on GBP card. This trade was a little bit out of my normal trading pattern because so overall let's start with the 3 months time frame. You can see that GBP card is bullish overall. So based on that knowledge and if you check on the weekly time frame, we got a rejection off of this strong resistance zone, and we got a pullback into the support zone here, then a rejection off of it, which was this. So now, based on that knowledge, I was expecting to get buys, although I wanted GBP card to pull back into this neckline, which is this, before we continue for the buys. But for last week, it didn't pull back into that. But I feel like by next week, we'll get that pull back into this zone before we then continue for the buys, depending on what you can see on the charts. So moving down to the 4-hour time frame. So why I want this to pull back into here, because as you can see, this is a double bottom which was formed on my support zone. So it pulled back, broke, pulled back again, then finally broke it, forming a double bottom, which is this. If you know your reversal chart patterns, so we broke that. So I expected a pullback into this neckline, which is what I've been expecting since, but we didn't get a pullback into the neckline. But we will still get that. I'm sure about that. We will still get that pullback. So continuing, we had this one day, we had a push up, then a retracement into the zone, then a rejection off of it. So now based on that rejection, if you go down to the 2-hour time frame, you'll see it's clearer. And so we got a rejection off of it, then a little range, which was done here, and here. So I waited for a breakout of that range, which is what happened on Thursday. So we had a breakout of that range, then I waited for a retest of that range, so which is what happened here. Now based on that, waited for a rejection, so we got a 2 hours bullish engulfing candlestick pattern, which was this. Then from that, based off of that, I took the trade at this point. Okay, I think it's at this point. This was an entry point here because I had to wait for the 4-hour candle closure, which was this. So the 4-hour formed a bullish engulfing. Then I waited for a retracement, a pullback to the 50% mark, which is where I entered in. Stop loss just below this zone, and then a pull up. So this was a very crazy trade because once the trade opened up, we got a push up immediately to the upside, and my expectations normally was this was supposed to be my TP1, which was here, then this was supposed to be my TP2, which was the next zone. But as you can see, once we got to this point, we got a reversal. So once I saw this, I just knew that the trade has been invalidated. Basically, I knew that the trade has invalidated. So once we got this push down to this point, and then a retracement down to this point, so I closed out at around here, this level. So I didn't make much from this trade as I expected to make, but it's fine. It's fine, which is the most important thing. And yeah, so this was the trades that I took for last week. And I'm also in AUD buys, which is this setup here. So I'm in this buy. So for now, it hasn't moved much, but I'm in profit. So let's see how this would play out by next week. Or yeah, I mean NZD buys. So guys, these is the trades that I took. These are the trades that I took for the week, which led me um about almost 15k, almost $15,000 in profits because on Monday, short over the weekend, that was on Sunday, last Sunday, I funded $10,000 into my live account. Then on Monday, I took USD card, entered it prematurely, got out, lost $2,000 on the trade. Then before I then took this second position that I took that made me $5,000 thereabouts. So right now the account is sitting on just a little above $20,000. So yeah, so that's so it was a crazy week, but I happened to flip the account as I needed to. Then let's see how the new week is going to play out. But I'm expecting at least to take the account from 20,000 to 40,000 or 50,000 by the end of this week if we have a good week like we had this week. So guys, thank you for staying to the end of this video. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Then please don't forget to join my Telegram channel. It's very important. So I'll be able to see what's going on and follow my trades in real time and also make money for yourself. Because you need to make money. You need to make money and become profitable. So by the time you see how I take my trades, you would then start to adapt and your psychology will start to change and you start making money. So thanks guys. See you on my next video. I will try to drop a video on my chart expectations for next week. The sense that I'm looking at. That's I also dropped on my Telegram channel though, but I will try to make a video on that. And also you guys can follow me through on how to analyze the charts fully from the 6 months time frame down to the 4 hour time frame. So thank you guys for staying to the end and see you on the next one. Bye bye.